I walked 600,000 steps in 30 days, and how do you think I feel? 30 days ago, right here, I publicly declared that I was starting my first challenge. 20,000 steps is not a small amount, but it seemed to me that I clearly understood the scale of the challenge. Although I wasn't too thrilled with the task at hand, retreating wasn't an option. On the first day, we decided to use the challenge to get to know a relatively new city. We gathered up and joyfully headed to the center. When we finally trudged to one of the many parks here, less than half of the daily norm was on the account. We were tired and hungry. The second half of the walk, if you can still call it that way, was tough. And yet, when we returned home, everyone was walked and happy, and the step counter rolled past 20,000. But Sunday flew by, and on the next day there was simply no time to walk for 6 hours. I went to the gym, and in 3 hours I walked all 20,000 steps on the treadmill. I was exhausted and had rubbed a few blisters. I had no idea how to keep walking when every step hurts. Yet some motivation or enthusiasm was still present, and I continued to walk, and walk. As you understand, I had to walk a lot. It's sports, leisure, hobby, and almost like work. And it's no wonder that on the 9th day I woke up completely shattered, exhausted, and without a shadow of desire to continue walking. I don't know how others cope with this state, but I remember from a long time ago that when you start doing something new, especially if it requires effort, there is such a turning point, and it has to be overcome by willpower. I picked up a few videos on history, psychology and storytelling and went to watch them on the treadmill. And just when I thought that the worst was behind, I unexpectedly realized that the whole family was tired of my challenge. David hated most of my walks, and Alia prepared a video for me every day, mostly late in the evening, when all she wanted to do was sleep. Who this challenge was for is still a big question. But unexpectedly, somewhere around the 18th day, we all started to get used to it. There was even a feeling that it should be like this. Walks in the city and walking on the treadmill simply turned into a routine. And although I had adapted to the need to walk a lot, I understood that 3 hours could be spent with more pleasure or benefit. Walks shouldn't be a trial for the whole family. Calling me a great planner would be an exaggeration, but at least knowing the night before how I will spend the next day helped me regain a sense of control over my life. And here I am, with 600,000 steps behind. Let's start by discussing a question that may be interesting to someone. And I admit, I was personally concerned. How would walking in such quantity affect my body? Can walking replace workouts in the gym? Although I didn't stop going to the gym during this period. Throughout the challenge, I didn't particularly change my eating habits, consuming about 2000 calories on average. And in the last 30 days, the weight decreased exactly by 100 grams. So I can say it's an effective way to lose weight. And another important point worth discussing is the magic number of 10,000 steps. Japanese marketers did a great job, and now it's almost equivalent to a healthy lifestyle. Recently I heard about a real study where it was stated that a person actually needs to walk only 2,500 steps. However, it was noted that every additional 2,500 steps reduced various risks of death by 15%, and all this works up to 20,000 steps per day. So, if you want to use every chance to live longer, there is something to think about. As for me, I want to free up some time for the next challenge, so I'm lowering my bar to just 10,000 steps. And what do you think about walking, and do you have your own experience of exhausting walks? I'm waiting for your comments, and see you very soon in a new challenge.